Hello and welcome to episode 34 of the Fiber and Dice podcast. I'm your host, Rebecca. Hi, welcome. If you are new, welcome. We've had a little peek in new viewers, which is kind of fun. Welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back again. I am Engineers Falcon on Instagram and Ravelry. If you would like to find me there, show notes are at www.bluebonnetfibers.com. And we have a Ravelry group for Fiber and Dice, and there is a separate group for Bluebonnet Fibers. So if you would like to join either of those, we would love to have you there. There's not much going on in Bluebonnet Fibers yet, but there will be. There are more things coming. We are leaving town this afternoon, and so this was my last chance to film, and I'm going to be filming in little spurts around the rest of our schedule around school and stuff. So lighting may change, scenery may change, who knows, clothes may change. There's no telling. So, yeah, I've only got little bits of time to do it today, so I thought that was better than nothing. Oh, peaks and pitfalls. A little light on peaks and pitfalls this week, but my peak, my wonderful thing that happened this week is really wonderful. Earlier this year, I crossed my 1-year podiversary, which was really fun. Who knew I would make it a year and still be filming? And so the engineer, he got me a podiversary present because we're the Fiber and Dice podcast. He got me fiber. This is 50% black alpaca, 50% silk from Wool Gatherings. And it is gorgeous. Look at all those beautiful colors. And it is so soft. I cannot tell you how amazingly soft it is. And because we are the Fiber and Dice podcast, he got me dice. Not just any dice, a set of 10 blue dice, because Bluebonnet Fibers, but they say Fiber and Dice on them. How fun is that? So I got Fiber and Dice for my Fiber and Dice podiversary. So I thought those were too cool. The Fiber and Dice is on the 6 side, so I got a set of 10 of those. He's so smart. I didn't even know that you could order custom dice like that. He's too smart, too smart. And pitfalls. I have put off talking about this for, I don't know, a month because I didn't want to, but it's time. I'm not going to be at the Zombie Apocalypse this year. I had really been excited about that, really looking forward to it, but we have had a lot of things come up this spring that we just did not expect, that are completely out of my control, and there was just no way to make the ZK work in amongst all of that. So I officially gave up my spot about a month ago and let my roommates know, so if they are able to find another roommate, that would be awesome. And all of those kinds of things. So I will not be at the ZK this summer. I am really going to try next year. It's a long way, and it was just not going to fit into the schedule. So that. Okay, next up is the Mountain of Conquered Things, and I am totally cheating in this category today because I have 2 things that are not actually conquered, but that will be conquered hopefully by the end of the day. And hopefully before, well, most definitely before I see you guys again, because that won't be until next week. Oh, I lost my ball of yarn. The first thing is Hermione's Everyday Sock in Cyborg's Craft Room, Monet's Garden colorway. These are Fish Lips Kiss Heel. So this one, other than weaving in ends, is done. And this one is exceptionally close. So there's the heel. I lack, I don't know, a couple more inches. And I have that much yarn left for this sock. So I am enjoying this yarn very much. It's my second pair of socks from her stuff, and I have enjoyed it all. I enjoy it all very much. The other thing is a blue gradient fiber from Fat Cat Knits. This is what I have left of it. I am spinning it into a slightly, it's not really chunky, probably sport weight-ish single for a birthday present. So that needs to be done before we leave as well. So that's what a lot of the rest of my afternoon will be, finishing those two projects. What is climbing the mountain? I am actually tickled to death about the fiber that is climbing the mountain right now. It is Wayfarer. It is a Polworth silk blend from, sorry, that was my knee, Fat Cat Knits. And I have I've made 2 little balls of it left. The colors are just gorgeous. It was a 6 ounce, lots of ums today, my apologies. It was a 6 ounce braid. And so I decided to do 2 small skeins of 3-ply. So this is the single, and I'll apply these 2 onto bobbins and then apply them together. So that's one. And the other one I already have plied together. And I just love it. I think it is stunning. I've really fallen in love with the colors, and the fiber has been just a joy to spin. And then I had a little fiber left from this. One of my bobbins was a little uneven, so I did a quick chain ply just to get it usable, get that single usable, and I'll make a mini skein out of that. But that lets you kind of see the colors not barber pole together. So I've enjoyed this spin very much. It's been on the wheel a while because I keep starting it and then doing other little projects and then coming back to it. But I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, we're going to backtrack. Mountain of Conquered Things. I forgot to tell you about the books I finished. The first book I finished is a new release by Catherine Invalente. It is The Boy Who Lost Fairyland. This is the 4th book in the Fairyland books. The other 3 are about the girl who did all sorts of exciting things, circumnavigated Fairyland, and the Ship of Homemaking is the first one. This is the first one about, in all of those, the girl goes from our world to Fairyland. In this one, the boy goes from Fairyland to our world as a changeling. And many adventures ensue. I was skeptical because I'm very fond of my September in the first book. Very fond of her. I have to say, this was my favorite. I loved it so much. I read it in just a few days. Well, I started it, and then I set it aside to do school things, and then I picked it back up and finished it quickly. So, I recommend these. They are usually in the children's section at Barnes & Noble. They are middle grade. I have to say, they have some pretty big vocabulary for middle grade. I read the first one on my Kindle because there were lots of words that as a honor student I did not know. So this one I think read more playful and more, another one of those ums. I don't know. It was fun. Some of the other ones I felt a little disoriented in. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind being disoriented in books if it's for a good cause. But this one I never felt disoriented. I never felt lost. I liked it a lot. The other one I finished is a little novella by Brandon Sanderson called Legion. Horrible. This was a great book. Horrible me, not horrible the book. He is a genius who each different aspect of his genius he sees as a different person in his mind and in his world. And they go on a quest to save history from being ruined. I read it in just like an hour or 2, but it was good. I like everything he writes. I keep waiting for something that Brandon Sanderson likes that I go, could have done without. This is not it. So there is a second one, Skin Deep, Legion Skin Deep, that I have on Audible. So it's in my queue to listen to in the near future. So 2 more Mountain of Conquered Things. I guess that brings us to base camp. When I finish with The Wayfarer and get all that up in the shop, another book I finished called The Good Creative. it gave me the courage I need to start putting stuff in the shop again. It was a very short read. I found it on Kindle. Someone, I don't remember who, posted it to Instagram that they'd gotten it on Kindle, and I grabbed it, and it was great. So, really getting stuff back in the shop. I hope to have like a formal update the beginning of May. So the next thing I will spin for that is Billy. This is a gradient by Fat Cat Knits. It is on, I've already forgotten the yarn, the fiber. Variegated BFL comb top. So I'm excited about that. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I don't know if it will be a chain ply or if I will barber pole it. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I just pulled it out this morning, and so we haven't visited about what it wants to be yet. And my projects that I have on the needles right now are all thinking projects. So I'm going to cast on a sock. This was the Steampunk Colorway yarn from Yarn vs. Zombies Year of the Geek Club. I'm going to cast on a sock for myself. And I'm going to use, I'll just show you what I did this week. This sock that I'm knitting for a gift for someone else. It's the best fitting sock on my foot I have ever made in my whole life. And it's not even for me, but it is great. So I spent quite a bit of time yesterday. I traced it and made a template out of it and marked everything I'd done, marked how I did the toe because I wanted a slightly rounder toe. So I played with the toe forever to get the shape I liked. And I am very, very pleased with it. I like how it looks, and I like how it fits, and I like how it looks on the foot. I marked where I turned heels. I marked how long the toe was. I traced how wide it is. I just made a bazillion notes about what I was doing. So we will see with this yarn, which is slightly lighter weight, which is good because I want to see if I can use this to make any sock with any needles, with any yarn to fit my foot. So that's the great experiment. So those will go on the needles this weekend while we are traveling and we have some medical appointments. And so while we do waiting, doctors, results, all of that, nothing bad. But while we're doing that, I want mindless knitting and socks it will be. Probably Hermione. I know you guys are shocked by that. I just love what that little bit of texture does to yarn, because here it is with Hermione's Everyday Sock texture on it, and I'll show you the sole of the other foot, what it looks like without. So it's just so versatile because this yarn doesn't scream, make me into a fancy pattern, but Hermione just gives it a little texture and a little excitement. So I think that is all the things that I have immediately in my hands right now. Welcome to Gamerly News, where I talk about all the Gamerly things that we have done this week and that we are doing. Oh, first things first, the hashtag Fiber and Dice March winner I drew for, and it was Moonrover, and she was playing Dominion. So, Moonrover, contact me, PM me on Ravelry, and let me know which pattern, Rav patterns, $7 or less you would like, and I will get that gifted to you. If you would like to participate in the Fiber and Dice Challenge, take a picture of you gaming and doing something fibery at the same time. Instagram, post it on Instagram, hashtag it, hashtag Fiber and Dice, FIBERANDDICE. You need to be a member of the group and hop in and tell me on the Fiber and Dice Challenge Instagram thread who you are and what your Instagram name is, so I can match who you are on Rav with who you are on Instagram. Second up is the hashtag Fiber and Dice 2x2 challenge. This is the 2x2x12 challenge from Board Game Geek. It is to play 2 games a month that you have not played either ever before or within the last 2 years, so new games or abandoned games, twice each in the month. There is a thread on Ravelry for that. Hashtag it Fiber, Fiber, and AND Dice, DICE, 2x2. So hashtag Fiber and Dice 2x2 on Instagram when you play. You do not have to have fiber in that picture. The only thing you have to be doing fiber with is for the Fiber and Dice challenge. At the end of the year, we will pick one of those entries to win $30 of games from Amazon. So our two this month are Stuff and Nonsense. We have played it once, and our other one is The Three Little Pigs, which we played twice, and I will talk about a little later in the segment. Fiber and Dice 10x10 challenge. This is also based on a Board Game Geek challenge, the 10x10 in 2015 challenge. The challenge there is to pick 10 games and play them 10 times each this year. We played Lord of the Rings. It was a rough go. Oh my goodness. But it was my first time to play with a dwarf deck, and I liked it. Lots of shenanigans with those dwarves. There's lots of things that the more dwarves you put out, the cheaper they get, and the more things they can do, and the more cards you can draw, and the more money you make. And it was really pretty cool. I was very grateful that the engineer had sat down and put that deck together for me because I liked it a lot. We played Mice and Mystics, one of the quests from the Heart of Glorm. We are still enjoying that. It was on our 10x10 last year. Always fun. Always fun. We played a game of Drizzt. We played My Little Pony, the living card game again. Living card game. It's supposed to be CCG. It's a collectible card game, not a living card game. We are just playing it to get through it because on Board Game Geek, there is a special badge you can get for playing your original 10 games. We are really still not enjoying this game at all. The mechanics just seem really forced to me. We played Belfort. We played Pathfinder. The more we play D&D and Pathfinder, the more I understand them both, and the more I get how it all works and how Pathfinder is I'm sorry, I'm waiting for the Geekling to go back to his room. Hi. Scat.
Hey, there's something I want to tell them.
No, go. Go. And we played Machikoro with the Harbor expansion. We are enjoying the Harbor expansion a lot. It changes the setup in the original Machikoro. You put all of the cards out to buy from as you would from Dominion. With the Harbor expansion, you have 10 different piles out, but they are random, and you have a big stack that everything shuffled together, and you just turn off the top to refill the bank that you buy from. So that makes a whole different feel, a whole different aspect of it that we were really enjoying. In our personal challenges, you can play along 10x10 in 2015 by joining the 10x10 Instagram challenge on the Rav group. Introduce yourself on the thread, tell me who you are on Instagram. All the instructions are in there. I know that we are a third of the way through the year, so it may be impossible for you to play 10 games 10 times, so pick one game, or 2 games, or 3 games, and shoot to play them 10 times this year. If you do not complete those, the 2x2 and the 10x10, you are not disqualified. The goal is to just encourage people to game more and have more fun. The prize for that is $60 worth of games from Amazon. We'll draw a winner at the end of the year from someone who participated. Fiber and Dice. If you enter the Fiber and Dice, I didn't tell you the prizes for that. Every month, I draw we roll dice for one winner to receive a pattern. You can win one pattern throughout the year. And at the end of the year, we're going to pick one person who participated, and I'll spin you some fiber from my stash. So I thought that would kind of be fun to go with the whole Fiber and Dice thing. In our personal challenge to play 365 games this year, we have played 136. And in our family's personal goal to play 100 different games, we are up to 49. So we are almost halfway through. My game of the week this week is, I mentioned it earlier, is one of our 2x2. It is The Three Little Pigs. yellow, and it had a Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. We have picked this game up quite a few times. It was on the half off sale at Barnes & Noble when they did Red Dot clearance, and so half off, we definitely picked it up. I think the original price is a little steep, but on sale, it is well worth it. Comes with a little storybook, the Three Little Pigs story. It comes with the instructions. I think I'm going to just pull all the tiles out. I'll show them to you. But there's a diagram in here that's actually really excellent for how it's set up. And I think I'm going to use that to tell you a little bit about this game. This game is rated 6 and up. And there are actually 2 sets of rules. One for probably your 6 and 7-year-olds. Maybe 8-year-olds, depending on the situation. And then there's a second set of rules that makes it a little more challenging for older players. So I appreciated that. We played this just adults, the first couple times we played it, to get a feel for it. And while we were not bored, it's probably not one we're going to pick up and just play, Charles and I, very often, unless we just want, we're running out of time to finish our 365 or something, and we need something really short to play. This would be a fun one to grab. It is, 7 and up. I think 6-year-olds, possibly even 5-year-olds with grown-up help could play. 2 to 5 players and 20 minutes. I bet we only spent 20 minutes playing it the first time. It is really a quick little game. So what are the components? You have building tiles. A couple characteristics about these building tiles. You will see that they come in brick, wood, and straw, as befits the theme. You have roof tiles. You have window tiles. You have door tiles. It comes with some custom dice. They are pink. The different sides have doors, windows, and roofs to match the tiles. And the black ones also have a big bad wolf on it. It comes with cards. These are the achievement cards for the more advanced play. The person with the most wood houses, or the most complete houses, gets 5 bonus points. Those kinds of things. The person with the most flower pots gets 3 bonus points. Those kinds of things. So that's the advanced version. And it comes with a spinner for the wolf. Setup is very simple. You lay out the tiles in stacks. There are 4 each, of straw roofs, straw windows, straw doors, wood, and brick. On your turn, you roll the dice. You may re-roll any of the dice that you haven't used up to 3 times. To purchase something for your house, everything with straw costs 2. So if you have rolled 2 doors, oops, that's not 2 doors, sorry about that. If you've rolled 2 doors, you can buy a straw door. If you roll 4 roofs, you could buy a brick roof. And you can set aside dice if you don't want to re-roll them. The only dice you cannot re-roll is if you roll a wolf, you're stuck with it. If you roll 2 wolves, your turn is over. You don't get to buy anything, but you do get to spin for the wolf. So you pick one of your opponents. You pick one of the houses that they are building in front of them. You spin the wolf. Ours is really tight. Whatever you spin, straw, you knock all the straw out of the house that they're building, the house that you picked. So you get to mess with each other a little bit. When you buy parts, you start building houses. Every house has to have a door or a window. They do not have to match. Once you have to be complete, it has to have a roof. Once you have put on a roof on it, you cannot change it anymore. But you could, say before you did that, you could put as many windows in there as you want. It does not have to have a door. You can add a door after you've started building windows. All of those details are explained in the rules. I won't give them all to you. But you build houses. You go around until the number of piles that there are players are depleted. So if you're playing with 2 players, once 2 piles are gone, the game is over. If you're playing with 3 players, once 3 piles, 4 and 5, and just like that, 5 players, 5 piles gone. At that point, you count up points. You take each house that you have built that is complete, so it has to have a roof on it, and it has to have at least one other piece. A roof that is played, simplify this a little bit. A roof that does not have anything under it collapses and it's gone. So you count up the number of pigs. These are how much they cost, but it is also how you score. So this house would get 1, 2, 3, 7, 9 points for this house. If you are playing on the basic, the easy rules, you also get 1 point for each completed house. So that would bring, because this is completed, I get 1 more point for it for 10. And you get a point for every flower pot that is visible. And they're on the doors, and there are some window tiles that have them in them. So this would bring me up to 12 points for this house. If it doesn't have a roof, you don't get points for it. If it doesn't have this, then the roof collapses and you don't get points for it. And you count up and see who has the most points, and somebody wins. So it's very straightforward, a little bit of strategy. You can build more than one house at a time. So you kind of have to decide, are you ready to put a roof on it yet? Are you ready for it to be finished? A little bit of strategy, picking which other players you're going to pick on as the big bad wolf, and which house you want to demolish, those kinds of things. I think our kids are going to really enjoy it. We haven't played it with them yet, but it's on the list. For $15, great deal. $30 if you have considerably older kids or just adults. I'm not sure it would be worth it for that much money, but look for it on sale. Or if you have little ones that really like the game, it is probably totally worth it. The components are very well made. I don't know how much play we will get out of it other than just, refresher games, because most of the games we play with the kids now are our games instead of younger games. But we really enjoyed it. We played it, I think we might have played it 3 or 4 times. Charles and I played it, and then we played it with my sister, and I think we may have thrown one more, 3 times maybe we played it in just a couple days. So that is all I have this week. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I will see you next week for our last podcast of April. Bye.